Day ends. You're tired. Not body tired. Brain tired. That empty. Wrung. Out kind of tired. You hit the couch. Open the streaming app. Stare at the icons. New show. New world. New people. New plot twists you'll have to digest. You scroll past. You scroll back. And there it is. The Office? 9th time? Or Friends? 12th time. You don't even have to watch. You just need the sound. You already know Jim is going to look at the camera. You already know Ross is going to say, "We were on a break." You already know everything. You click. And you breathe. Finally, quiet. They call it a comfort show. That is the nice word. We all use it, like you're nostalgic, like you're revisiting something warm. But that is not true. You're not nostalgic, you're hiding. Let's be honest now. You rewatch the same show over and over, not because you love it. You rewatch because you're afraid of everything else. Afraid of new. Afraid of unknown. Afraid of stories where you don't know the ending. The world got too fast, too loud, too unpredictable. Open the news. You don't know what bad thing happened today. Open your phone. You don't know who texted something that'll make your stomach drop. Open a new show. You don't know if it'll hurt you. Waste 2 hours of your life. Disappoint you. Your brain is done. Done guessing. Done waiting. Done not knowing what comes next. So you find a story you already know. A story where you already own the ending. You don't have to guess anymore. Your brain can finally shut off. This isn't enjoyment. This is surrender. It is you telling the world, I give up. I can't control out there. At least let me control this screen. You're not watching the show. You're revisiting control. You're visiting a world where you already know who wins. A world where no one can surprise you. No one can upset you. No one can hurt you. Because it is already written. So stop calling it your comfort show. It is not comfort. It is control. When you can't control your life, you control the remote. Now, let's look at what is actually happening. Inside your head, there is a concept called predictive processing. It is one of those unsexy neuroscience terms that actually matters. Simple version. Your brain is not a passive sponge waiting for information. It is a prediction machine running all the time. Every second, your brain is guessing. What happens next? You're walking down the street. You hear footsteps behind you. Your brain starts calculating instantly. How fast is this person walking? How close? Do I need to move? You don't even know you're calculating. But you are. Always. You're talking to someone new. Your brain calculates. What did that sentence mean? Does he like me? Was that sarcasm? What do I say next? You're calculating. Always. This is why new things exhaust you. New show, new person, new job, new environment. You have to calculate. Your prediction machine runs full speed, burns energy, creates anxiety, but then you open that show you've seen 10 times. What happens? Your prediction machine says, Jim's about to look at Pam, and Jim looks at Pam. Your brain says, yes, bingo, called it. Then it doesn't have to guess anymore. It just nods along. Yes, I knew that. Yes, called that too. This is why rewatching relaxes you. It is not that you love the plot that much. It is that you love not having to guess. Your brain goes from participant to God. No surprises, no shocks, only confirmation. It is a psychological low-power mode, like switching your brain from 5G back to airplane mode. You spent all day getting hit with surprises. Boss changed the deadline. Friend canceled last minute. Weather turned to shit. You are done with surprises. You need something with no surprises. So you hit play. This isn't watching TV. This is a sedative. Physiological. Your dopamine system doesn't have to work. Your prediction system doesn't have to work overtime. You just sit there, watching a world you already know the ending to. Running quietly. A new episode is work. A rerun is rest. Your brain doesn't want surprises. It wants safety. And safety in neuroscience is, I already knew that was coming. Now, let's go deeper. Why you? Why can some people just throw on a new show, any show, even if it is bad, and be fine? Why can't you? Why do you need the known thing? This isn't genes. This is childhood. Psychology has a simple, brutal truth where you grew up taught your brain how to survive the world. If you grew up in a predictable environment, parents stable, house not chaotic, dinner at the same time, weekends looking the same, your brain learned one thing. The world is safe. New isn't scary. New people. New places, new challenges, manageable. But if you grew up in an unpredictable environment, if your parents were happy one day and raging the next, if you never knew when the fight would start, if you went through moves, losses, chaos, confusion, if your childhood felt like a roulette wheel, never knowing where the ball would land, your brain learned something else. The world is dangerous. Surprises hurt. Not knowing what comes next is the scariest thing there is. You didn't choose to learn this. The environment taught you. Then you grew up. You left that house. You got control over your own life. But your brain still carries that old operating system, that surprise Sudi danger alarm. So you open the streaming app. You want to relax. You want entertainment. You want something new, something interesting. But your brain says, no, new Thuvai. Don't know the ending. Don't know the ending. Don't know the ending. Foodie might get hurt. Don't go there. And your hand, like autopilot, clicks on The Office. You've seen it 9 times. You know every line. You know every pause. You know where to laugh, where to feel something. You don't have to guess anymore. What are you doing? You're giving your younger self something they never had. A world that never changes. Outside, things keep falling apart. News keeps getting worse. Relationships stay complicated. The future stays blurry. But inside this screen, Jim still loves Pam. Dwight is still ridiculous. That world never breaks. You're not watching a show. You're treating a wound. The wound of growing up never knowing what would happen next. If your childhood was a roulette wheel, your adulthood will crave a rerun. Because reruns have no roulette. You know where the ball lands. You're not nostalgic. You're defensive. You're using fictional stability to fight the residual anxiety of a real world that never gave you any. Here is the part no one talks about. Every defense mechanism has a price. Rewatching keeps you calm, but it also keeps you small. Think about what is actually happening. Every time you choose the rerun over the new show, you're teaching your brain one lesson. New things are too exhausting. I can't handle them. You're strengthening a neural pathway. The pathway that says unknown phone danger. Stay where it is safe. That pathway doesn't stay inside your streaming app. It leaks. You start choosing the same restaurant, ordering the same meal. Sitting at the same table, you start staying in the relationship that stopped growing years ago. Because at least you know how it works. At least there are no surprises. You start avoiding conversations that might get uncomfortable. You start skipping opportunities that feel uncertain. You start shrinking your life to fit inside what you already know. The show isn't the problem. The show is practice. Practice at choosing the known over the possible. Practice at staying small, because going big feels scary. You're not protecting your peace. You're shrinking your world. And the scary part? You don't notice it happening. It is slow. One rerun at a time. One familiar meal at a time. One maybe next time at a time. Until one day you look around and realize your life has become a rerun too. Same people, same conversations, same walls, same ending. Every day, you wanted control. You got it. You built a world with no surprises. But a world with no surprises is also a world with no growth, no discovery. No, I didn't know I needed this. The rerun protects you from bad endings, but it also steals the chance at something better. You're not avoiding pain, you're avoiding life. So what now? This isn't a speech about canceling your streaming accounts. This isn't about burning your DVDs or throwing away comfort. That is not how psychology works. This is about seeing what is actually happening when your thumb hovers over that familiar cover, seeing the fear underneath the habit, seeing the little voice that says, "New is scary. Stay here." That voice isn't wrong. It is just young. It is the part of you that learned, somewhere back in childhood, that surprises hurt. It is trying to protect you. It is doing its job. But you're not a child anymore. You can handle a bad episode. You can handle a disappointing season finale. You can handle a show that doesn't hit right. It won't kill you. It might even bore you. But boredom won't kill you either. Remember, your generation survived boredom once. You can survive it again. The next time your hand reaches for the rerun, stop for 1 second. Just one. Ask yourself, what am I avoiding right now? What am I scared to face? Is it the uncertainty of a new story? Or is it something bigger? The conversation you need to have, the decision you've been putting off, the part of your life that feels out of control. Watch the show one more time. That is fine. But this time, know why. Know that you're not watching for fun. You're watching because somewhere, something feels unstable. And this is how you steady yourself. That is honest. That is awake. The real show was never on the screen. It was the fear you were trying to turn off. And the good news, you don't have to turn it off. You just have to stop pretending it is not there. Watch it one more time. Then maybe, one day, try something new. Not because you have to. Because you're curious what is out there. The world might surprise you, and for once, that might not be a bad thing. If this video helped you see something about yourself, you're not alone here. Drop a comment. What is the show you keep going back to? And if you want more psychology breakdowns like this, consider subscribing. We're not done yet.